June was a big month for building my Blu-ray collection, and with a good month comes a big haul, so let's check out what I got this month. Welcome to Silver Screen Talks. My name is Luke Lapointe, and I started this channel because I love movies. I love everything about them. They've always been a huge part of my life, and I want to talk about them with people who care about them as much as I do. Now, this video is a Blu Ray Haul collection, a Blu Ray Haul for the month of June 2020, and this is a laid-back video because I want to go through what I got. I've never really had much of a Blu-ray collection. Before this past month, my Blu-ray collection consisted of the complete Game of Thrones collection and Elf. Not that much of a collection right there, but it's a good thing to start with, and I want to build off that. I have a bunch of DVDs down there, but I want to upgrade. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. So while I keep dropping more content as I start my channel up. And also, most importantly, I want to see you down in that comment section. I want to see what Blu-rays you guys got this past month. I want to see what you guys think I should get, whether it's something that's coming or classic steelbooks, whatever, because I want to build my collection just as you do. And last but not least, this is a newer channel. I'm newer to publishing content on YouTube, and I want to shape my channel around my viewers, not just me, not just what I want to make, but what you guys want to watch. So leave your comments down there. What do you want me to make? Editorials, reviews, rankings. What specific stuff do you want me to make? I'm going to take a look at that, and I'm going to try to make as much as I can. So thank you very much. And with that, let's get started because we have a big haul here. Starting off, we have the 300 Steelbook. It's a very beautiful Steelbook. I mean, they always do a great job with Steelbooks. I think this is Zack Snyder at his best. He's very stylized in general, but I think his action stands out. It's really great in this movie. He's got a good cast. He's got Gerard Butler. He's got Michael Fassbender. He's got Lena Headey. In her early career before Game of Thrones. I've always liked this movie because of the action. It's not very historically accurate, but it's a very fun action movie. A very good action movie. Next up, we have the Alien Anthology. Now, even at its worst, I'm always entertained by the Alien movies. Even movies like Alien 3, which I know are not good movies, I'm still entertained by them. This is a beautiful box. This is a beautiful collection with very cool booklet and stuff. But the coolest thing is it's got great bonus features right here that really go into the movies and give you full-length documentaries on really what happened through all phases of production, which made the movie turn out the way it really turned out. We're going into really deep details. Very informative, very good collection box set right there. Next up, we have Animal House. Classic movie, one of my favorite comedy movies. John Belushi in this movie is one of my favorite people in a comedy movie ever. If you're in college and do stupid stuff like I do in college, check this movie out because it is so funny. It's such a classic, so quotable, and it still holds up almost 45 years. It's amazing. That's all I can say about it. Next up, we have the Dark Knight Trilogy, Christopher Nolan's magnum opus to Batman. And I think, for my money, as much as Batman 89 is really good and so is Batman Returns, these are the three best Batman movies. And it comes with a really cool booklet, which is what I'm going to show you is the best part of this trilogy. Right here is these people. Because a superhero is only as good as his villains. And Christopher Nolan has taken these villains out of the comic book and made them nuanced and layered, complex just as much as Bruce Wayne is. And that really lends to a lot of success in his movies. I love all three of them. Especially, obviously, The Dark Knight because of Heath Ledger's Joker. Next up, we have the Die Hard collection, which fortunately for me does not feature the fifth Die Hard movie, because that movie is an absolute abomination and embarrassment to the franchise. All these movies are really good. I mean, the first one, obviously, you have to have on your top. All these movies are really good, and obviously the first one you have to have on your top action movies of all time. It has to be on everyone's list. And then, I mean, as redundant as it can be, Die Hard 2 is still really great. I love Die Hard with a Vengeance because I love the fact that you actually use New York as almost like a character. It has its own personality. And then Live Free or Die Hard, it is over the top. It makes John McClane invincible almost. But as an action movie, it's so entertaining. John McClane, Bruce Willis is not phoning it in. And it's just great action. It's so fun to rewatch. It's not like it's not rewatchable. It's so rewatchable. That's one of my favorite action movies from the early 2000s, you know? From the zeros. Next up, we have the Friday the 13th 40th edition Steelbook. This was actually a birthday gift. I think it's a really nice Steelbook. Very simple, but good. And that's one of the good things. That's one of the things that make this movie so good, is that like it's a horror movie, but it's simple. It doesn't have a plot that goes wildly, like, just crazy out of this realm. The way some of the other sequels are, like, you know, something like Jason Goes to Hell. You know, this was a simple slasher horror. It works really well. It holds up. And it introduced, well, he didn't have much screen time, obviously. It introduced us one of the horror icons of all time in Jason Voorhees. So I was very happy to get the Steelbook for this because pretty cool 40th anniversary features from this. And I can't wait to check this out. Next up, we have Game Night, one of my favorite comedies from the last few years. Now, you know, if you haven't seen this, it's a comedy starring Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams on this Game Night Gone Wrong. And, I mean, it's very cleverly written. It's not just like a lowbrow humor, that's highbrow. And it feels like a serious plot rack in this comedy. And Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman have great on-screen chemistry. And, I mean, all the jokes land. And you just keep laughing. And I actually also got this because my dad loves it as much as I do. And it comes with a digital HD code so he can watch it on the TV. Yeah, we can watch it together and we can laugh together. So, great find for me. Next up, we have the Ghostbusters Steelbook. And for my money, this is the best Steelbook I've ever seen. It's beautiful. The artwork's beautiful and everything. And for a classic movie, no less. I mean, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Peter Venkman's one of my favorite movie characters of all time. And, I mean, if you don't like Ghostbusters, I want to know what's wrong with you, really. But, yeah, it was a great Steelbook. I got a good deal. But funny story with this, actually. I got a digital HD code with this, and it ended up being a digital HD code for Ghostbusters 2. So I don't know what the deal was with that. Figure that out. Figure out if I can get a digital HD code for Ghostbusters. But still happy to get this. Next up, we have Indiana Jones, the Complete Adventure Collection. Now, Indiana Jones, obviously, some of the best adventure movies of all time. Indiana Jones, one of the most iconic characters of all time. And love Raiders, love Last Crusade, I love Temple of Doom, and I do not hate Crystal Skull the way other people do. I don't really hate it. But still, I wanted to learn a lot more about Indiana Jones than I already did. I know this, you know, I know some of the stories. I know some of the behind the scenes stuff, but I wanted to know really what made these movies good. Just the little things. I wanted to know what inspired this, how they just came about all this. And learned a lot from a lot of the bonus features in this, as well as having all 4 movies in the same place. It's really nice. Plus, it's a really nice little booklet. Next up, we have The Italian Job. I think this is one of Mark Wahlberg's best performances, aside from maybe The Departed. And he's great with Charlize Theron. Great supporting cast with Jason Statham, Seth Green, Mos Def, and Edward Norton is really fun to hate in this movie. But really like the original. I love how this paid homage to that original without just being a direct remake and having its own creativity. It was a good heist film, a very good little heist film. Next up, we have my favorite birthday gift, right here, the James Bond collection. I love the Bond movies. I have all 24 here, thank the Lord. But I love the Bond movies, and I always wanted to be a gentleman spy. It hasn't worked out, but I still can watch the movies. Actually, what I'm going to do with these is, leading up to No Time to Die, I'm going to be trying to review 1 or 2 movies a week, and then ranking, movies from each of the actors and stuff like that, just to build up to No Time to Die. And then I'll do a ranking of all the movies, the Bond movies, and all the Bond actors after this, but it's good to have this here. Next up, we have the John Wick Trilogy. Now, I think this is probably the best action franchise of the last decade. It's most fun for me, honestly, because they use these long takes that you just see all the action. It's not quick cut, quick cut, quick cut, quick cut. It's not like one take with like 15 different cuts. And these are really good. Revitalized Keanu Reeves' career after like the disaster that was like 47 running. He just wasn't in a good space with his career, and this revitalized it. And the concept seemed a little stupid at first. Then I saw it and I realized, oh, this actually works. And then they dug into it with the mythology of this assassin's world, the Continental, and have only gotten better, really. And I can't wait for the 4th movie of this. Next up, we have Joker. And I don't see this as much as a comic book movie as I do, it's more of a character study to me. I get Joker is one of the most iconic comic book villains of all time, but still, this is more of a character study for me of what society can do to a person. And it's a good movie, not an excellent movie the way people are saying. The script was a little lackluster for me. Some of the dialogue wasn't great. But besides that, Todd Phillips did a good job with his direction, and Joaquin Phoenix knocked this out of the park. This man right here is rivaled with Heath Ledger as one of the best Jokers ever. He made this movie great, or good, great, whatever. But this is because of Joaquin Phoenix, and I guess Todd Phillips a little bit. Next up, we have Murder on the Orient Express. Nice little mystery movie. It doesn't add a lot to the Agatha Christie novel, the original movies, all that stuff, but it does a good job. It does a good job, and that's because of an ensemble cast that does a great job. But what I'm happy to see most is Johnny Depp in this, because Johnny Depp is one of my favorite actors because of Jack Sparrow. Grew up with Pirates of the Caribbean, and I know his career has gone off the rails a little bit. He had a rough marriage with Amber Heard, and it was good to see him acting. It was actually acting, not phoning it in. You can tell he's put a little bit into this. And I hope he gets things together. I hope they can make another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, a good one. And I hope Johnny Depp can get his things together. That was a good sign for it, by the way. Next up, we have Old School, which is a great comedy. Todd Phillips. Gone from this to Joker, but still, this is a great movie. Funny, good plot, like Animal House growing up. I love Will Ferrell in this when he was, early in his career. Friend of the Tank moments are just hilarious. And I always love rewatching this. Never gets stale for me. Never gets stale. Next up, we have the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Three of the best in all the Planet of the Apes movies. And that's because of, one, great special effects that actually make them look these actors look like apes, like real apes, not ape-human mix. 2, Andy Serkis's performance as Caesar. 3, great action in all 3 movies. And 4, my favorite, in Dawn, Koba, one of the best villains in the last decade. He's one of the most compelling, most layered villains, where he's bad, but you understand why he's bad, and you understand the motivation, and you feel a little sympathetic for him. And that's how you create a great villain. And that's what they did. And honestly, these aren't just great Planet of the Apes movies. These are great movies. And I'm happy I got these. Good deal. Next we have the Rocky collection, the heavyweight collection, 40th anniversary. And I grew up in Philly, a mile and a half away from the Rocky statue, where millions of people take pictures with a, fake character. And I still live near Philly. Big part of my life. I could walk through Philly and see, oh, this is where they filmed this scene. This is where they filmed this scene. It's, and they're just great sports movies. The boxing scenes are great. So I had to get this. And last but not least, Top Gun. The sequel, Top Gun Maverick, is coming out this year. And knowing that, I'm like, I want the original. I found it at Walmart, pretty good price. And honestly, it's a great movie. Just such a fun movie. Whether it's Tom Cruise, whether it's the aerial acts, whether it's the soundtrack that you can play on repeat 1,000 times and not get bored of. It's just a great 80s movie. And I love it. And I can't wait for the sequel. And that's it. That was a big haul. I do not expect to have as big of a haul in July. I'm hoping to get some posters up back there so it's not just some empty wall space. If you have any poster ideas, send them, because I would love to put some stuff back here. Besides that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your thoughts down in the comments section. What did you get this month? What do you think I should add? And also, what videos would you like me to make? Because I want to shape my channel around you guys, not just me. Thank you so much, and keep on loving movies as much as I do.